Just because somebody got your number and calls you does not mean that you have to go out with them. There's still more screening that can be done with the telephone test. Things to look for, questions to ask, things to listen for when someone makes that first phone call. One time, had some email exchange with somebody. Of course, I make a quiz for them every time. Made a quiz, he answered it, he got good grades. I'm like, okay, this could advance to a phone call. There were 2 or 3 little hints in that one phone call that said, this guy has a big money issue. Get on the phone, and I said, I know this is a silly question, but I like to ask it just so that we're all clear here. Are you divorced? Yes. Okay, and she's not living in the same house as you, right? And he's like, no. And I just want to make it clear, because I had a phone conversation with somebody recently who says he's divorced, but they're living in the same house, and it's kind of an arrangement, and they're dating, and really that was not cool for me. And he goes, well, if he moved out before her, he'd lose the house. I'm like, okay. The last one was a girl digger in his mind. The next one, it's okay to have no values or ethics if you're going to lose money over it. And then he asked me, then he got light and asked me what my favorite restaurant was. And when I mentioned my favorite restaurant, he goes, well, that restaurant's really expensive. I knew everything I needed to know about his psychology of money at that point, and ended it by saying, thanks, I don't think we're a good match. So the little tidbits that people leave in conversations can tell you a lot about who they are. If he's calling you for the very first time, you've just done the number exchange, if he calls it a socially inappropriate hour, now, I made this up, but I think a socially appropriate hour for a first-time phone call is about from 9:30 to 9:30. Okay, that 12-hour span. He doesn't know your work schedule. He doesn't know if you've been up all night nursing your mother with chemotherapy. He doesn't know if you're a night owl or an early morning. So let's keep it safe, okay? And anything after 9:30, especially if you don't know somebody, that's called a booty call, ladies. That is not, would you like to go out? It's 10:30 at night. This is not calling to chit-chat. That's a guy who's not thinking. And we need a guy who thinks.